With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, race fans, once again here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The Blunt Piston Racing League, presented by Banner Construction, fires things off for their final cutoff race, chopping the Grade 8 down to just the Championship 4 after tonight's race. Hot heated battle for those final 2 positions in the Championship rundown. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave of the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Drivers going to have 100 laps in tonight's race to try to put themselves in position for a championship. 3 minutes already off of this 5-minute qualifying session here in the U.S. Veterans Pole Award. And I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and get rid of that track information. Track temperature 73 degrees. Drivers should have a lot of grip out there, and we'll go ahead throw up some of that timing and scoring to the left-hand side of your screen for you. As always, at the front of this field, fast every single time he hits the track. The 52 of Kevin Dick takes that U.S. Veterans Pole Award for the time being. A handful of drivers still yet to put in their qualifying times. 31 of Scott Wise, 37 of Frank Reese, yet to get out there and lay down a qualifying attempt. Try to knock off Kevin Dick, top of the speed charts with the quick time tonight, 38-27. Small field here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. 100 laps is the official race distance. Stage number 1 will come to a close at lap number 20. Stage 2 at the halfway point, 50 laps in to tonight's final cutoff race here in season number 3 for the Blown Piston Racing League's Clash Series, brought to you by Banner Construction. And Kevin Dick looks like he's going to walk away with that U.S. Veterans Pole Award here. Nobody able to dethrone the man at the top of the speed charts. 38-27, still securing that provisional pole position. Andrew Mraz, one and only driver left out there to try to take that top spot away. There you can see Mraz just off in the distance, crossing the start-finish line right there. Where's he going to go? He's good enough for 6th. That's not going to be enough, though, and just like that, Kevin Dick snatches another pole here in season number 3. And well, with all the qualifying times in, we're going to go ahead and step away from the track, grab a quick commercial break, then head trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside as the 5-minute warm-up session opens up. Drivers gonna get out there and try to shake down their machines and make some final few adjustments for tonight's 100-lap race right here at Michigan International Speedway. Moments ago in the U.S. Veterans qualifying session, we watched that 52 of Kevin Dick take the top spot and snatch yet another pole position here this season. Put a little bit more money in his back pocket as he gets set and ready to roll off in the top spot. He's already locked in to the championship race at Nashville Super Speedway coming at you next Sunday night. But how about tonight? Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you out there all across the land. Appreciate everything that you do along the way for everyone you meet. Big shout out to my mom. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to my wife as well for, watching after the kids while I'm out here doing the things in the production booth calling these races. So a big shout out to my wife as well as my mother. Happy Mother's Day to you all out there. And well, with just about a few minutes left before these drivers have to come down pit road and back through pre-race technical inspection, what do you say we run down those championship standings? Oh, so critical coming into tonight's race. The final cutoff race here in season number 3 to shake down the field to the final 4. Heading into Nashville, who's going to have the shot? We already know Andrew Moore and Kevin Dick both already locked in to 2 of those top 4 positions. Last week, we watched Kevin Dick grab the checkered flag at the Milwaukee Mile. Andrew Moore opened up round number 2 with a race win, securing his spot in that championship 4. But here's where it gets interesting. Roger Rios, Jimmy McKee, Andrew Mraz, all right there, knotted up. You can see McKee and Mraz in that final cutoff position, tied for 4th place right now, sitting in that bubble, 20 points in front of them, though. That 5 of Roger Rios not here tonight, not at the track. Will either of those 2 drivers be able to gain enough points to possibly kick Rios down into that bubble position, or will Rios's 20-point buffer be enough here tonight? Also, Anthony Keys. Let's not forget about Anthony Keys out here in the field as well. You can see Keys sitting in that 7th position. He's sitting 21 points out of that cutoff line. But if he walks away with a race win, that's going to shake up everything. We've got 3 drivers out there vying for just 2 spots left in the championship. Maybe just 1, as Roger Rios may be locked in on points depending how the points lay out at the end of tonight's race. And then we've got some close battles outside of that championship 8 right now. Look at the close battle between Tyler Davala and Jacob Drift. Just 5 points separating those 2 drivers. Close action back there in the point standings as well. Ryan Nicoletta, Brandon Freeze knotted up right there with 488. Close little battle between Brooks, Branch, and Handley as well. None of those drivers on track here tonight, so that will continue over to the championship night coming at you next Sunday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Nashville Super Speedway will host the championship night here in season number 3 for the Blown Piston Racing League Clash Series, brought to you by Banner Construction. And with just about 60 seconds remaining, we'll go ahead and get that championship point standings out of the way. And tell you what, why don't we take a little quick look here? Why don't we see what these speed charts are looking like right here? Then you can see Andrew Moore top of the speed charts right now. 77 fastest here in this 5-minute little warm-up session. Scott Wise able to improve on his machine. He's got his Ford Mustang sitting at the front of the speed charts here in this 5-minute warm-up session. And with just about 30 seconds remaining on the clock, we're going to get ready for these drivers to be called to pit road. And we're going to kick off tonight's festivities here on Mother's Day. It's the Mother's Day Michigan 100 right here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. As always, David the Cave going to bring you all the calls. Going to be a tight, close-knit field here tonight. Small field here tonight. 10 drivers making the journey up to Michigan here for the Mother's Day celebration. And it's going to be a close battle. Michigan, one of those tracks that momentum is key, and pack racing is known to happen. We've seen some fuel mileage races in the past as well here at Michigan, so look for a little bit of a mix of bags. And as the track quiets down, that means we're ready for these drivers to make their way through final pre-race inspection. Looks like a handful of them already beginning to make their way through inspection. And there we can see all the drivers beginning to line up on pit road. The bells begin to ring in the background. You know the sound. You know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the Mother's Day Michigan 100 right here from Michigan International Speedway, starting inside row number 1, snatching the U.S. Veterans Pole Award yet one more time this season in that fast Chevy Z01 Camaro, the Facebook Custom Paints and Die-Cast driver, Kevin Dick. Just to his outside in the 13 machine, we'll watch Jim Thorndike roll off outside pole position. Back in row number 2, the 77 of Andrew Moore, followed by the 59 of Brian Nicoletta. Jacob Drift and Andrew Mraz round out row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, the 14 machine of Anthony Keys, followed by the 99 of Jimmy McKee, Scott Wise, Frank Reese. Back in row number 5, rounding out the running order here tonight. It's going to be a fast-paced, fast-track race to 100 laps here tonight. Stage number 1 will come to a close on lap number 20. Get your popcorn ready, because it's about to go down at Michigan International Speedway. I'm sorry, we almost couldn't spit that out. Fast-paced, fast race here tonight, I can guarantee you that. 10 drivers, there's going to be some big pack racing here. Should we see these drivers step out and lose the draft, it is going to almost spell an end to their night until the end of a stage. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out. Field makes their way through 3 and 4. iRacing pace car will duck off this time by music will begin to fade away in the background, and these drivers will bring these cup machines to life. Music goes away, and here we go to the restart box, and wait for it, here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Big run on the bottom by Kevin Dick. Andrew Moore right there all over his rear bumper. You can see the 59 and the 4 side-by-side contact. 59 going sideways, 3 wide with Andrew Mraz in the middle. 3 wide, Mraz in the middle, looking for that 4th position. Down the backstretch, Thorndike up near that outside wall. Here comes the 14. of Anthony Keys, and Moran's going to drop right to the bottom of the speedway. One of those drivers vying for a championship spot. Whoa, big wiggle up the track, sliding all the way to the high side. Moran's a little bit out of shape early here tonight. Everybody chasing after your pole sitter. He stepped out to a 3/10 of a second race advantage already. Andrew Moore securing that second position. Jacob Drift, Andrew Moran's going to get ready to go at it here very shortly. Ryan Nicoletta beginning to close in on Jim Thorndike as Anthony Key's going to drop one position back into the 7th spot. Jimmy McKee just lurking in the... Whoa! Jacob Drift, the Drift King, into the outside wall. Hard impact for McKee, and oh, Ryan Nicoletta catches the piece. And caution flag flies for the first time here tonight. The Superior templating caution flag will wave. Hard impact for two separate drivers, two separate incidents here. Let's go back. Let's see what happened with Nicoletta. Just trying to get away from Jacob Drift at the top of the racetrack. An overcorrecting car after being loose. The 59 of Nicoletta eats that outside wall, but let's check out Jacob Drift on this latest caution flag. Let's go back, take a look at what happened here with Drift. You're catching it a little bit late there after he's already been into that outside wall. Let's see if we can't go back, take another look here. Oh, and there you see it still already taking place in front of you. We'll try one more look at it here. Yeah, just down low, catches the apron right above the track. Oh my God, did you see Jim Thorndike narrowly missing that one? That would have put Thorndike out of tonight's race. I can guarantee you that one. Hard impact with the outside wall for Jacob Drift and Ryan Nicoletta. We rejoin the field back at the front. Race leader Kevin Dick under caution for the first time here tonight from Michigan International Speedway in the Mother's Day Michigan 100. We see the field come to a crawl already here tonight. 4 laps into tonight's race. Tough racing action through the field. We got drivers mixing it up very early here tonight. And unfortunately, Jacob Drift going to catch a little bit of the apron sideways, trying to correct the car, but it goes straight up the track. And then unfortunately, Ryan Nicoletta trying to miss the action. Gets himself a little crossed up and into the outside wall as well. Both of those drivers now on the pit lane trying to fix up their machines and get back out on the track. No real championship implications happening from that little bit of a scuffle and skirmish collecting 2 drivers here tonight. We are watching that for Evandro Moraz. Very aggressive on the restart. Is that for? He is in a bubble position right here. So fighting for his championship life. He cannot play with it here tonight. He has got to get to the front and stay near the front if he is going to have a shot at getting into the championship race next week at Nashville Super Speedway. Jimmy McKee, his closest competition, running back there in that 6th spot. With those 2 drivers locked up, knotted up in that bubble position, tied in the championship point standings, that's going to be where the battle really truly is here tonight between Moraz and McKee. But don't count out Anthony Keys. We've seen that Serve Pro 14 be able to get to victory lane this season. One time earlier in the season, we've seen him get to victory lane. He's got the ability to get there again here tonight. Will we see that 14 shock the world and walk away with a race win to secure his spot into the championship for a very long way to go still here tonight. 15 laps before the first stage break. 95 still to go in tonight's official race distance. Pace car lights out down the back stretch. We're going to go green flag this time by. Pace car down and away, and we are ready to get back underway here to the restart box. Race leader Kevin Dick nails the loud pedal, and green flag flies once again here at Michigan International Speedway. Mraz coming to battle for that second position with Andrew Moore. We've already mentioned the implications for Moore, but how about Anthony Keys? Here he is, making his way into the top 5, now knocking on the door of a podium position. Will we see that 14 grab his second win of the season? I'm telling you, I love a dark horse story. I love an underdog, and I believe that 14 is going to be fired up here. He's going to be battling for all it's worth. Kevin Dick leads Andrew Mraz, Anthony Keys, and Andrew Moore going at it side by side. Keys at the bottom, Moore at the top. Slide job right across the nose coming into turn number 1. That couldn't have been much more closer for that 14 serve pro machine of Anthony Keys on his fellow Ford driver Andrew Moore, cutting him a bit of a break, I would imagine, with Moore already being locked up and in one of the championship 4 positions. 2 out of your 4 drivers at the front of this field already locked in to the championship race. And here comes Mraz to the outside, looking for a position, looking for that race lead. Not going to grab it at the line just yet. Will the high lane prevail here down into turn number 1, and it looks like Mraz floats it off into the corner deeper than the competition, and he goes right to the point. That's going to be our first lead change of the night amongst 2 separate leaders. 1 caution flag. The things rolling on here on lap number 8. The 15 of Jacob Drift still down on the pit lane trying to fix up his machine. Ryan Nicoletta has rejoined the race 1 lap down in that 59, but I'm pretty sure he's still got a little bit of damage to work on here as we now watch Anthony Keys beginning to work on Kevin Dick for that second position. We told you, Mraz is in a tough bubble situation, in a bubble fight with a fellow driver in the field running back in 5th, Jimmy McKee, but Mraz doing what he's gotta. But Anthony Keys, right there. He's in a must-win situation here tonight. Anthony Keys, there is no way that he can point his way in here tonight. Mathematically, he is out without a win. So look for that Serve Pro Dynamark 14 to be a little bit aggressive on the strategy, cause a little bit aggressive with the moves on the track here, as he is running about a half a second off of your race leader, the 4 of Andrew Mraz, showing the way 10 laps in to tonight's 100 lap race, halfway through stage number 1. Mraz leading this field. To the inside, looking for the race lead once again. The 52 not going to be able to get there. He's going to lose a little bit of ground and momentum here. That's going to open up the door for that 14 of Keys at the top of the racetrack, and Keys going to say thank you very much. He's going to fly right on by the camera and right around and snatch that second position. Now as we head out of turn number 2, back down the backstretch, everybody chasing after your race leader Andrew Mraz. Anthony Keys right there in second. Kevin in third. Andrew Moore back in 4th. And Jimmy McKee rounding out your top 5. There you can see all the drivers making their way into, whoa, and Keys super loose. Big moment through 3 and 4. Big moment through 3 and 4 for Anthony Keys, and he's going to drop from that top spot all the way back now to the 4th position. I say all the way back like it's very, very far, but I mean, he is going to lose 1.3 seconds on your race leader. And what's important about that is we're going to mention it multiple times here tonight, so hopefully you don't get tired of hearing it, but Anthony Keys battling for his championship hopes and dreams here for season number 3. He's got to get to victory lane. He cannot afford very many slides up the track just like that. He can't afford to have too many mistakes here. He's got the opportunity with the stage breaks to kind of shorten that gap back up. But once we get into that long haul, the second half of tonight's race, you are going to have to minimize every single mistake if you were going to want an opportunity and a chance to run for the championship trophy this season, Andrew Moraz beginning to step away from the Kevin Dick now, a 6/10. The second advantage, Andrew Moore right there, the 77 Golf Racing Fuel driver, looking for a good finish. Not a whole lot of battles to speak of here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. We will jump around just a little bit. What do you say we jump back through the field, check out this little scrum going on between the 31 X-Side. That's a little bit of a throwback scheme on that. I like that. Scott Wise, hats off, tip of the cap, my man, looking pretty sweet out there in that X-Side Ford of Mustang running in the 6th position. There you can see Jim Thorndike, the support our veterans, DeKalb, Sycamore, Chevy, Buick, GMCs, all-in-one Motorsports, Chevy, ZL1 Camaro. Thorndike running in a solid 7th here. Lost a handful of positions from where he started all the way up in 2nd, but Thorndike still has a good bit of pace. Just looks like he's kind of playing it safe here. We should see him make a run to the front a little later on throughout tonight's race. And, well, as this battle continues to rage on, let's go back up here as Andrew Moore now battling with Anthony Keys. Keys finally able to recover and get that Dynamark 14 Serve Pro machine back up near a podium position. He's going to look to the inside now in 1 and 2. Not quite going to get there just yet. Side by side. Down the back stretch, Keys on the inside of Moore, 77 with about a half a car length advantage on the outside. They're going to pull even down into turn number 3, and here we go once again. Back to the top of the racetrack. Keys going to slide up and take that position away. And well, Roger, I don't know. It's going to be close on the points, man. I don't know if you're going to be out of the championship 4, so we'll hold tight to that one until the end of tonight's race. We'll see if we can get some information later on towards the end of tonight's broadcast to see. But with a 20-point buffer zone and the field size being at 10, I think you may have found a way in. I think you're gonna barely be in. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out. But nonetheless, Roger, it's been one heck of a season. Watching you out there on the track in that number 5 machine. I hope you had a good Mother's Day down there enjoying the F1 race in Miami. Unfortunately for me, my Ferrari team didn't get the job done. But, you know, walking away 2nd and 3rd, I do believe it was, from today's race. So we'll take that and just continue to move on throughout the season. Charles Leclerc still leading the F1 championship. So La Ferrari still running well here, so we'll be happy about that. But let's jump back to it over here on the track, side by side for the race lead. Kevin Dick, Andrew Moraz going at it once again. The Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast driver who snatched the U.S. Veterans Pole Award earlier here tonight. Now diving to the inside, looking to take the stage win here. We're going to have ourselves one more lap around to decide who walks away with the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1 win. Kevin Dick now looking to take that position back away from Andrew Moraz. Here comes Anthony Keys. He's back in the mix. He's run these drivers down. It's a 4-car shootout for who's going to take this stage win. Down at the bottom of the racetrack, here comes Kevin Dick. Close battle. Andrew Moraz at the top. He'll keep it at the line. 1 to go in stage number 1. Anthony Keys getting another position here. We've seen him had trouble early here in this long green flag run. He's since been able to recover and run back down. Your race leader, can Anthony Keys possibly walk away with a handful of points here, helping his postseason? Nope, not gonna get there. Not gonna get the job done off of turn number 4. For the final time in stage number 1 to 4 of Andrew Moran's going to cross the line and he will snatch the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1 win. The superior templating caution flag waves for the second time here tonight to signify the end of stage number 1. And the man that needs a good race, getting a good finish here in stage number 1, Andrew Moraz, the hometown hero, looking to solidify his championship hopes and dreams. The driver from East Lansing, Michigan, walks away with the Wise Guy Racing Graphics Stage 1 win. Man, what a rundown it was. A lot of good battles there, especially towards the end. We had 4 drivers all over each other coming to that green-white checkered flag to end stage number 1. And as these drivers begin to catch up to the tail end of the pace car, we're getting ready to pay a few bills, step away from the track for just a brief moment. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And back track side, as there's been a changing of the guard at the front. Frank Reese gonna play a little bit of gambling here tonight. He's got his hand on the slot machine lever, and he's gonna stay out at the end of this first stage. become our third different race leader. Big line of cars down on the bottom of the racetrack. Everybody coming to top off on fuel. Andrew Mraz will line up on the outside, your stage one winner. And the iRacing pace car ducks off, and we're going to get ready to go back. Green flag racing. There you see the boss man in the flag stand, and green flag flies once again here from Michigan International Speedway. Everybody down into turn number one. Mraz already snatching that race lead back. Just like that, back through 1 and 2 for the first time here to open up stage number 2. We've got ourselves 3 lead changes amongst 3 different drivers. Only 2 caution flags, 1 for the stage break, 1 for an on-track incident. Collecting the 15 of Jacob Drift and the 59 of Ryan Nicoletta. Nicoletta able to utilize the YJ Esports Lucky Dog to get himself back on the lead lap. The 37 into the outside wall on those older tires here. Fading to the back now is that Oreo 37 machine of Frank Reese, and into the outside wall again. Frank Reese with trouble. As Reese struggles to keep the car underneath him, we'll head back to the front because there's a battle for the race lead. Once again, Andrew Mraz, Kevin Dick going at it. Anthony Keys picking up right where he left off. Keys finished second at the end of stage number 1. Just 1 position away from needing that race win here. We've got a long run here, just about 25 laps or so remaining here in stage number 2. Coming to a close at the end of lap number 50. Still hunting, still in the mix is that 14 Serve Pro Dynamark Ford Mustang piloted by Anthony Keys. He's going to try to get up there and snatch this race win away and continue his championship hopes and dreams. But for now, he'll remain in third. Andrew Mraz showing the way, the hometown hero, trying to get the job done. And that Nerds number 4. Battles beginning to dissipate, gaps beginning to build between a handful of drivers. Mraz leads by 2/10, another 2/10. Back from Kevin to Anthony Keys. Jimmy McKee falling to the wayside. That 99 machine was in a battle with Andrew Mraz up in that cutoff position, in that 4th and final cutoff spot. But with Mraz up front, McKee is on the outside looking in. And last time by, we haven't spoke about this very much, but snatching the fastest lap of the race here tonight, the new age limited, the Speed Team Award, right now belongs to that 77 of Andrew Moore, the front man award, going to Andrew Mraz for the time being. Mraz looking to put some points in his back pocket, looking to put some dollars in his back pocket as well. Yeah, the grass in these machines, no bueno, my man, no bueno. You did your best, though. A little bit of a drift action down there. Checking in with Jacob Drift, chiming in on the chat over there on the YouTube side of things after checking out of the hauler. Unfortunately, the 15 out of tonight's race after that early impact with the outside wall. You seen him get a little bit loose through 3 and 4, catch the grass, and then pound that outside wall, and it was significant enough damage to put it into the Drift Kings tonight inside of that 15 Chevy Z01 Camaro. So Jacob will, yeah, the grass, you gotta avoid it. It's no bueno, my man, no bueno at all. Front of the field, still a 3-car breakaway. Andrew Mraz continues to lead. Kevin Dick and Anthony Keys, the 14, third in line. Your highest running Ford driver in this field. We've got 2 Chevys, followed by 4 Fords, and then the rest of the field rounded out by those bow ties. No Toyota Camrys in the field here tonight. It is just stacked full of Chevys and Fords. 6-4 is the count. 6 bow ties out there battling with the 4 fast Fords on the track. One of the Chevys already relegated out of tonight's race. Jacob Drift will walk away with 10th. from the track here tonight. Frank Reese also off of the lead lap after staying out and out, pitting under green just a handful of laps ago. He's going to fall off the lead lap and into that YJ Esports lucky dog position. As long as he can keep himself just one lap down, he will regain the lead lap at the end of stage number 2. Everybody fighting for the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast stage number 2 race win. Andrew Moran's looking to sweep both stages as he leads the field 0.2 of a second. Kevin Dick right there in second. Anthony Keys still sitting in third. New face coming into the picture here. The Monster Energy 99 Ford Mustang piloted by Jimmy McKee beginning to show up on scene. McKee sitting in fourth. He's one of those drivers we talked about it. It's Mraz, Keys, and McKee battling for what could be one, possibly two positions. We'll have to see how the points shake out for Roger Rios. Not here tonight, but 20 points above the cutoff line coming into tonight's race. So it's possible that Rios is still going to make it barely by the skin of his teeth, but it's going to be close to whether or not he makes it. So we're going to assume these three drivers fighting and racing for one spot in the championship. Man running in second inside of the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast 52 Chevy Z01 Camaro has had a great season. And I'll tell you what, let's jump on board real quick. Take a look from the cockpit of Kevin Dick, already locked into your championship. 2 drivers already locked in. This 52 of Kevin Dick, the 77 of Andrew Moore running in 5th position right now. The Golf Racing Fuel 77 having a solid night here tonight, just playing nice and easy, rounding out your top 5 as we cross the line. Lap number 35 now goes on the board. Just about 15 laps remaining before we see the stage caution fly. Once again here from Michigan International Speedway, Mraz trying to break the draft down to the bottom of the racetrack. I'm not so sure that's going to be the smart move. I'm not so sure you're going to want to give these drivers any bit of an advantage. As we now take a look back at Anthony Keys from the tail end of Kevin Dick, right there, close battle, 3rd, 4th, as Jimmy McKee has made his way on scene. He is there. He's ready to fight for his championship hopes and dreams as well. And here we go, down through turns 1 and 2, your front 4 all under a blanket. Who wants it the most? Who's gonna get it as they work their way off of turn number 2, coming at you right down the backstretch. They fan out into 3 separate lines. And as these guys battle, will that be enough to open up a chance for Andrew Moore to reemerge on the scene? There you can see the man 5th on track. He's starting to make his way back up into the picture, up into the mix as we head across the start and finish line. Andrew Mraz, yet another lap in his back pocket. Side-by-side battle for the 3rd position on track. Anthony Keys, Jimmy McKee going at it, 14 and 99. Both in a championship fight. Everybody wants to be in. Nobody wants to go home. Kevin Dick, he's starting to lay down some quick times right here, all over the tail end of Andrew Mraz. Now Mraz down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to break that draft. And Kevin Dick says, I don't need no draft. He's going to keep it at the top of the speedway as Mraz searches about a half a lane lower through 1 and 2. Your top 4 drivers on track within just about 0.6 of a second. It's like watching a restrictor plate race out here tonight at Michigan International Speedway for the Mother's Day Michigan 100 right here tonight, brought to you by Blown Piston Racing's Clash Series, powered by Banner Construction. Here's that inside look by Kevin Dick. He's going to have the line going down into turn number 1. He'll pull even with Mraz. Will he be able to keep that 52 on the bottom and get the run off the corner? Not going to get the run from the bottom of the track. The 14 has been able to separate himself from Jimmy McKee. Andrew Moore slowly beginning to gain some momentum and run down these race leaders. The key fades away for a moment. Anthony Keys now reemerges back up in that third position all over the tail end of Kevin Dick as he's trying to run down Andrew Mraz just off in front. Big battle at the front of this field with just 11 laps remaining in stage number 2. Small little battle developing outside of your top 5. Let's go take a look right here real fast. Jim Thorndike and the 13 support our veterans. DeKalb, Sycamore, Chevy, Buick, GMC sponsor 13 machine slowly trying to run down Scott Wise for the 6th position. But as things continue to heat up at the front, let's jump back with the lead pack as we cross the line this time around. Lap number 41 goes on the board. Anthony Keys searching for some clean air on the front end of his fast Ford Mustang. Now looking for that second position all on the inside of Kevin Dick off of turn number 2. Andrew Mraz going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to break the draft from Kevin Dick, but that's going to help and give the advantage to the 14 for just a brief moment. Looks like maybe a little bit of aero push for that 14 Servpro Dynamark machine. Anthony Keys going to stay slotted in the third position as we begin to wind down the final few laps here in stage number 2. Mraz snatching the race lead at the drop of the green flag on the restart, able to do away with Frank Reese, who stayed out, rolled the dice, and gambled to lead a handful of laps here, but Mraz was able to take that top spot back on the initial restart at the end of stage number 1, so leading every single lap here in stage number 2, very close to already securing the Wise Choice Contracting Frontman Award for leading the most laps. And whoop, we got a new race leader at the line. Kevin Dick will take back the top spot. Side-by-side battle, 52 at the bottom, not able to keep the momentum off of the corner exit. Good launch on the outside for Andrew Mraz, and he's going to look to take back that race lead at the line. We'll call it an official lead change. 3 race leaders, 4 official lead changes so far. There you can see that Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast machine dig on the bottom through 3 and 4. And keep the race lead when they cross the line. Lap number 44 now on the board. Andrew Moore has caught up to Jimmy McKee. We'll keep our eye back on that battle. There you can see it just off in the background as drivers begin to roll into some lap traffic. Oh, Kevin Dick gonna have to go to the bottom of the racetrack. Andrew Mraz with a big move. Lap machine now trying to move out of the way. They're gonna split them. Heading into turn number 3, that could have been a big-time moment. Anthony Keys losing a little bit of ground on that exchange. Out of 4, across the stripe, Kevin Dick still leading Andrew Mraz. Anthony Keys right there in third. Jimmy McKee and Andrew Moore begin to battle for 4th and 5th on the racetrack, about 2 seconds back. Look to the bottom of the racetrack. Here we go. Will we see a slider off of turn 2? Not gonna get there, and that's gonna hurt his run. Mraz gonna slide right back in front of that 14 down the backstretch. That was a big moment there. Now the 14 on the bottom of the racetrack, almost into that left rear quarter panel of Mraz, and Kevin Dick beginning to assert himself. Will he walk away with yet another stage number 2 win? Can the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast 52 machine walk away with yet another Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Stage 2 win? How sweet it is to be driving the sponsored car for the Stage 2 sponsor and walk away with this many Stage 2 wins this season. Doing his sponsor proud, snatching those stage wins. Kevin Dick, your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner here tonight for the first time in a long time, has gotten back to the race lead and has begun to separate himself. Andrew Mraz, strategy play. He's going to pull the pit lane this time around. Mraz pulls to pit road. He's going to look to stay out at the end of stage number 2 here. That's going to, we're just about 4 laps away from the end of stage number 2, and that's going to put the field in the hands of Kevinick with only one challenger right now. The 14 of Anthony Keys hot on his trail. Keys looking for a race win. That is the only thing that can save his season. And we don't really like saying save his season, but we're going to jump on board right here. We're inside that fast forward Mustang running in second. And as we said, not really trying to save his season. He's been to victory lane. He's ran well all regular season. He's ran well in the postseason. Right here with a chance, with an opportunity to break into your championship 4, but he is in a must-win situation. He cannot finish second and expect to get into the championship 4 at Nashville Super Speedway in just a short 1 week's time. So he's got to give it all he's got. He's got to lay it all out there on the line. Sure, he wants a stage win, but a stage win isn't going to help him. He's got to be there at the end of tonight's race. And I think staying on strategy, staying on par with this fast 52, who always finds a way to the front, I think it's a good strategy play and a good game plan to try to keep yourself right there with that 52 of Kevinick as we work our way through 1 and 2 this time around. We'll have 1 to go when we cross the stripe to end stage number 2. The Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast stage win looks like it may be heading right to that Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast sponsored 52 of Kevinick off of turn number 4. We'll cross the stripe. 1 finger wave for the field. Halfway point next time by end of stage number 2. Caution flag will fly next time around. Looking back, very important right here. We're going to mention this one. Andrew Mraz, look at that 4. He was able to stay on the lead lap. Narrowly being able to stay on the lead lap, but he's been able to stay on the lead lap, and that is going to allow him to let that strategy in track position play out. He will stay out at the end of this stage, and he should assume the race lead when we get back to green flag racing conditions across the stripe. Green, white, checkered. Flag will fly. The superior templated caution flag waiting to be waved here to signify the end of stage number 2. And as drivers make their way off of turn number 2, field will cross the line. Excuse me, field will cross the line. And stage number 2 will come to a close. Walking away with the stage win is this man right here inside of that Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast 52 machine. Kevinick keeps it at the top of the scoring pylon, and he walks away with the stage 2 win. Everybody got to catch up to the tail end of the iRacing pace car, and we will set ourselves up for yet another stage break run down pit road, just past the halfway point. Man, what what have these drivers got in store for the rest of tonight's race? It's going to be a close race between Anthony Keys, Andrew Mraz, and Jimmy McKee trying to make their way into the championship for next week at Nashville. And, well, while we find ourselves under yet another stage break here tonight, we're going to go ahead, step away from the track for just a brief commercial break, and back trackside for all your green flag action. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
And back trackside at the conclusion of the pit stops to end stage number 2. Walking away with that custom painted die cast stage 2 win was the 52 of Kevin Dick. Yet again snatching a sponsor stage win. We're set to run this thing down from here on out. 54 laps in the board. We're going to get set to fire things off once again, this time by iRacing. Ford Mustang pace car ducks off, and we're set to fire back off here at the front. Kevin Dick leads Anthony Keys, Andrew Moore, and Jim McKee back to the green flag here from Michigan on the Mother's Day. Michigan 100. What a run down into the corner there for your top drivers. Andrew Moore able to snatch that second position. Anthony Keys going to fall back to the third spot now. We'll drop the Tanya and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen once again. 10-car field here tonight. Jacob Drift, unfortunately, being caught up and involved in an on-track incident very early here tonight. The Drift King will exit the track back in the 10th place. The Oreo-sponsored 37 machine having a little bit of trouble himself. Frank Reese falls off of the lead lap and sits tail end of the field as we make our way back down into turn number 1. Big moment there. We've seen Anthony Keys struggling a little bit. Now he's in big-time trouble all the way back outside of your top 5. Big wiggle on the racetrack. Now the tires not too happy with that Serve Pro 14 driver. Anthony Keys going to fall back into the 6th position, trying to run down Jimmy McKee now. Back at the front, though, Andrew Moraz on the hunt, looking to get back to the point. Sideways at a 4 is the 4 of Moraz. Packing it into turn number 1 to 77, goes way up the racetrack. Scott Wise with the undercut. Gonna come off of turn number 2, win that 3rd position, move the 31 up to 3rd inside of a podium spot for the first time here tonight. The throwback X-Side Ford Mustang moves to the front of this field. We've got our first non-chase driver up inside of the top 3 as well. Big wiggle for the 31 of Wise. Kevin Dick still leading Andrew Moraz. Scott Wise now in 3rd. Andrew Moore back in 4th. Jimmy McKee struggling back in 5th. Anthony Keys all over him. Let's go back to this battle here. Chase implications here between McKee and Keys. Both of these drivers fighting for everything they've got to make it into a championship 4 position. We've mentioned it multiple times here tonight. That 14 Serve Pro driver needs a race win. A top 3, top 5 will not get the job done. However, Jimmy McKee needs a solid finish with a top 5. He may be able to just narrowly beat out Roger Rios if Andrew Mraz doesn't win or does win this race. That's going to put the battle between Rios and McKee. So a lot of different things can happen here coming to the end of tonight's race. If McKee wins, then it's going to come down to Rios and Mraz. But if this 14 gets to victory lane, that's going to put it into a 3-way battle between Rios, Mraz, and McKee. Oh, and cutting the grass down on the bottom of the racetrack after contact. 31 of Scott Wise rejoins the track. You can see the left side damage there on the 4 of Andrew Mraz. How did it take place? How did it happen? Oh my goodness. Let's go back. Let's see what happened here with a quick replay real fast. Let's go take a look. Oh, and there it is. Slipping up was the 4. And oh, wow. What a job. What a job. I know what you got to be thinking. Well, he was way off the track and all sorts of out of shape. But did you see the move to keep it out of pit lane? That would have put an end to his night for sure with a pit road penalty. So a heads-up job by the driver inside of that Exide Ford Mustang. Scott Wise keeping himself in the mix here with lap 61. Now going on the board, Andrew Mraz. Big damage on the left side of his machine after sliding through the corner. Contact with the 31. That's going to put Mraz from second, now back to 5th. And with Jimmy McKee running in front of him there, you can see that Monster Energy number 99. Now McKee looks like he's going to make his way in. And just like that, that's how quick things are going to change here in this championship battle and this championship rundown here. We told you there's only 2 spots left in that championship for next week's championship night at Nashville Super Speedway. Andrew Moore and Kevin Dick already locked in to the championship for Roger Rios, Jimmy McKee, Andrew Mraz, and Anthony Keys, all battling right now for those final 2 positions. And we do think that Rios will narrowly escape missing the chase and be able to continue for the championship next week. So really, it's a 3-driver battle for 1 position. Man, it's they're all lined up on track. 3rd, 4th, 5th. Right now, as now Mraz goes to the inside of McKee, looking for that position. Close battle off of turn number 2. McKee gonna keep that spot for now. Mraz gonna look to stay at the bottom of the racetrack and pack it in deep into turn number 3. There he goes. Down at the bottom of the racetrack in turn 3. Look for him to slide up the racetrack. Utilize all the track. Will we see the crossover? No, McKee just going to stay right in the tire tracks. Give him a little bit of a push across the start-finish line. Move Mraz back to 4th. Going to head back to the race lead for 1 second here. You can see Kevin Dick after that contact between Mraz and Wise. He has built and maintained a steady gap at the front of the field. Now 1.2 second advantage for the man that walked away with the U.S. Veterans Pole Award here tonight. Also walked away with the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Stage 2 win. Kevin Dick leads by 1.2. Back to the close battle for 2nd and 3rd between the 77 of Andrew Moore and the 14 of Anthony Keys. Keys trying to run him back down and take that 2nd position away. Might want to just get here and get in the draft and try to utilize a little bit of faster speeds and try to run back down to Kevin Dick, because if Keys gets to 2nd but cannot get back to your race leader, 2nd place does him absolutely no good here tonight. He's gonna have some help. He's gonna have to find a way to get back to the front. And with only about 36 laps or so left in tonight's race, 35 laps, I apologize, left in tonight's race, he may be needing a caution to try to have any type of fighting chance. And walking away with the race win, the 14 Serve Pro machine now sits in 3rd, 6/10 of a second, separate himself from Andrew Moore, but another 1.2 to your race leader. Anthony Keys is watching his championship hopes slowly fade away. Another close battle on track. Let's jump back here. Let's watch it all unfold between Jim Thorndike and Scott Wise, two drivers outside of your championship contention, battling for track position. Scott Wise right there earlier, just about 10 laps ago, was running inside of your top three, sitting in the third position, looking to grab that second spot away, but contact with Andrew Mraz sent Scott Wise down almost onto pit road through the grass on the front stretch, and he's since been trying to recover and make his way back up through the field. Scott Wise now losing a little bit of ground to Thorndike, who keeps it wound up on that middle to high lane through 3 and 4. Big gain on corner exit there for Thorndike. Jump around the track once again. Race leader Kevin Dick out to a 1.4 second advantage here. Second place driver Andrew Moore has got that 77 Golf Racing fuel machine sitting in a good spot. And how fitting is it that your top two drivers in the point standings, your two drivers locked in to the championship four, are your top two drivers on track coming to the final 33 laps of tonight's race. I mean, the cream, we say it all the time, whether it's here on the Turn 3 Racing Network or it's across some of the national broadcasted channels for the big boys that race on Sundays in the NASCAR series or IndyCar series, even across the F1 stables as well. The cream rises to the top when it's championship time, and here it is once again, two of your fastest drivers all season long right there at the front of this field, showing the way. Kevin Dick out to a 1.7 second advantage. Now he's beginning to stretch his legs a little bit into the outside wall. Small contact with that outside wall for Moore. And now Anthony Keys looks to the bottom of the racetrack, pulls even side by side through 1 and 2. Advantage to the 14 on the bottom. He'll slide up out of turn number 2 and have himself about a 2-car length advantage as he heads down the back stretch. Big run off the corner exit brings the 77 right back to his rear bumper. Down in turn 3, where do they go? They keep it at the high side. Just 30 laps now remaining for the driver watching on screen in that 14 machine to get back to the front in a race winning position. Man just behind him, 2 cars back. Andrew Mraz led a handful of laps here tonight. It was very close to securing the Wise Choice Contracting Frontman Award for leading the most laps, but now Kevin Dick re-emerges at the front of this field and begins to back on the laps led. And Kevin may very well walk away with that Wise Choice Contracting Frontman Award after walking away with the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Stage 2 win, also snatching the U.S. Veterans Pole Award here tonight. Looking down through the speed charts, we're trying to find that fastest lap of the race, and it looks like it's going to belong to the man inside of that XI 31 Ford Mustang. Scott Wise laying down a 38-41 in control of the New Age Limited Speed Demon Award for the time being. The man in 7th, Scott Wise, fastest lap of the race. We're going to keep it right here on this battle for second and third. It has championship implications for that 14 needing a race win. And there's lap traffic out in front of your race leader, so will that come into factor? Looking back now at Jimmy McKee and Andrew Mraz, that's going to be a very close battle as well. We're going to begin to shift our focus back there as we begin to wind down these final few laps and we head into the final heading to the final 27 laps of the race. That's going to be the big points battle right there between those two drivers. So as we begin to get to 25 to go, we're going to take our focus from Anthony Keys and shift it back in the running order to Jimmy McKee and Andrew Mraz, 4th and 5th on the racetrack. There you can see Ryan Nicoletta struggling on the pace. The 59 machine has been involved in an on-track incident way back at lap number 4 and just has been out there soldiering on all night long. Perseverance paying off for Ryan Nicoletta, listed in the YJ Esports Lucky Dog position. First driver off of the lead lap. And Keys just cannot step away from Andrew Moore right now. They are beginning to reel back in Kevin Dick at the front of this field. And remember, race fans, they're going to have to make a pit stop. Last time these drivers were on pit road was lap number 52. So they are going to have to make a green flag pit stop. They're not going to be able to make it almost a full 50 laps to the end of tonight's race. This is the big battle, though. Right here, these two drivers on screen came into tonight's race tied in that bubble position in the cutoff spot. The 99 of Jimmy McKee leading Andrew Mraz. Mraz, however, has led a lap. Has won a stage here tonight. So will that come into factor at the end of tonight's race and determine who gets in and who goes home without a shot at the trophy next week at Nashville Super Speedway? Slowly but surely, man, we're watching the battle up there at the front. Anthony Keys starting to reel back in here. Race leader Kevin Dick with 24 laps to go this time by. When will drivers begin to hit pit road for what should be the money stop and the final stop of the race? Close battle here between Jim Thorndike. He's going to look to the bottom of the racetrack, go around the lap machine. Scott Wise has been able to close in on him. We're going to go back to this battle right here. Oh, and Scott Wise pounds the outside wall. We've seen it just off in the distance. Scott Wise pounds the outside wall out of turn number 2. The big damage on the right front for that XI 31 machine in control of the New Age Limited Speed Demon Award, but not going to have that speed any longer. Big damage on the right front. First for Wise. Back to this battle, though. 4th, 5th on the racetrack, battling for championship hopes. 99 of Jimmy McKee has had a quiet race all night here. Not really making a lot of noise, not really making a lot of moves here tonight. Just slow, steady, consistent. And now McKee finds himself in front of Andrew Mraz by 0.2 of a second and pulling away as Mraz loses the front end, and here comes McKee to pit road. McKee will dump off of the track and bring his machine to the service of his crew. 4 fresh good years in store for McKee. Will that be the move that gets him into the championship? For green flag pit stops underway with 22 to go. And well, we've seen former Michigan races, or past Michigan races, I should say, come down to fuel mileage. It's not going to come down to fuel mileage this time. Big gain on the pit road. Did you see how much speed Anthony Keys carried to pit road? Wow, that was a great pit road entry for the driver in that 14 machine. And hey, look at this, the 13 of Jim Thorndike. He wants to lead a lap here tonight. He's going to give us our 5th lead change in our 4th race leader. Great race and run here tonight in the Blown Piston Racing League Clash Series, brought to you by Banner Construction. The Mother's Day Michigan 100 on tap here tonight. We've had ourselves 4 different race leaders, 5 lead changes. Now Thorndike going to head to pit road, and that should give the race lead back to the 52 of Kevin Dick. We'll take a look at Kevin as he makes his way off of pit road and gets back up to speed. 4 different race leaders, 6 lead changes once this 52 completes this green flag pit cycle. 3 caution flags on the night, but 2 of the superior templating caution flags coming out to signify the end of our stages. Andrew Mraz on the 4 machine snatched the stage 1 win, walked away with the wise guy racing graphic stage 1 win, stepping away with the Facebook custom paints and diecast stage 2 win. Was the man back at the front of the point, man on point. Kevin Dick also gonna snatch the U.S. Veterans Pole Award here tonight. So all in all, a good finish and run here in the final race, heading into the championship round next week at Nashville Super Speedway, putting drivers on notice. The man with 4 wins to his back pocket, looking for a 5th here tonight. From Michigan International Speedway, Kevin Dick off of turn number 4 now with an even bigger advantage, 2.6 back to the 77 of Andrew Moore. There you see Moore way back in the field, 2.6 seconds back. What happened to Anthony Keys? Rough pit stop there for Keys. He's got just a slow stop in the pit box for just about maybe 0.4 of a second longer than his fellow drivers. And that's going to put Andrew Mraz now into the 3rd position. Coming to pit road early did not work out for Jimmy McKee, looking for an undercut, and McKee has fallen back to 5th, back behind his championship competitors. 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack. That's where the battle's at for the final spots in your championship for. Gaps all through the field as Kevin Dick, your race leader, continues to pound the pavement at the front. 2.5 second advantage for Moore. Race leader Kevin Dick picking up right where he left off last week from the Milwaukee Mile, walking away with the race win and securing his spot in the championship for. Came into tonight's race with the momentum. It paid off in the U.S. Veterans qualifying session. He walked away with the pole position and a little bit more money in his back pocket. Also led a handful of laps in stage number 1. But eventually walked away with the stage 2 win. Kevin Dick securing and solidifying the fact that he is one of the ones to beat for the championship season hardware. Kevin Dick leads by almost 3 seconds with 15 to go this time by. Back to another battle with championship implications. We've mentioned it all night long, all race along here tonight in the Mother's Day Michigan 100. In the Balloon Piston Racing League's Class Series, brought to you by Banner Construction. These drivers going at it 3rd, 4th, 5th on the speedway. All fighting for what could be 1, possibly 2 positions left in that championship for it all. It all depends on where Roger Rios kind of shakes out after missing tonight's race. Rios came into tonight 20 points ahead of that bubble, above that cutoff line. Will that be enough of a buffer to keep him with a chance at a championship? We'll have to wait for the official standings to come out here a little bit later on. We'll have some insight on that coming to you later on in the week, on who made it, who officially didn't. All we know, though, is if Keys, Mraz, or McKee is able to get to the victory lane, they will indeed move on to the next and final round and fight for a championship trophy. But with 14 to go, Kevin Dick with a 2.7 second advantage over Andrew Moore, all the way back to Anthony Keys, 4.8 seconds. The driver in need of a race win seems to see his championship fall to the wayside here tonight for Michigan International Speedway. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't already, it's been a great race here at Michigan. Long green flag runs all night long. If you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. And here you're watching, show them some love, drop them that thumbs up. Let them know you appreciate all the great green flag run out here tonight from Michigan International Speedway in the Mother's Day Michigan 100. As always, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. And as we said, drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you're one of the dedicated friends, family, or maybe even one of the many sponsors throughout the many different series and leagues right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. Great racing action brought to you 7 days a week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Back to the battle on the track, though. Anthony Keys keeping that third position away from Andrew Mraz. And although it's a great battle, it's not doing Keys any good right here. Anthony Keys needs to make up ground. He has got to find a way to pick up 4.8 seconds and get himself into that top spot. He needs the race win, just plain and simple. Second place will not do. Third place, fourth place, doesn't matter. Keys has got to get to victory lane with 10 to go. It's going to be hard-pressed to make up almost 5 seconds on the man that has been lights out since he unloaded here tonight. Fast in happy hour, fast in warm-up, fast in qualifying, leading the race. Inside of that Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast 52, Kevin Dick looks to punch his 5th win of the year on his ticket. And here we go back to this battle. Third and fourth on the racetrack, side by side. Mraz at the top, Keys on the bottom, sliding up the track. They almost touch. Mraz all over the rear bumper of that 14, pushing him down into turn 1. This is what he needed right here. He needed a little bit of help, but I do believe it's come all but too late with 9 laps to go. I don't think these two drivers are going to be able to draft enough to close the gap between not just himself and Kevin Dick, but it's going to be hard-pressed for those two drivers to make up the 2 seconds they need to even run down that 77 of Andrew Moore, running in second, just about 3.2 seconds off of your race leader. Lap traffic right ahead again. Ryan Nicoletta right there. Both of these drivers down to the inside. Close between Nicoletta and Mraz. Close action right there. Sliding up the track goes Mraz. Into the outside wall. Ryan Nicoletta with a little bit of scrape. You've seen some sparks fly. There's Jimmy McGee in that 99 just off in the background, off in the distance. McGee needs 2.3 seconds. He's got to get up and around Mraz. He's got to finish in front of Mraz if he's going to want to walk away with a chance in the championship. And I don't know. It's going to be close in these points, race fans. We don't want to lead anybody on. We don't want to put anybody out. We don't want to make assumptions that we are just unsure of. We know Roger Rios came into tonight's race 20 points ahead of that cutoff line. As we've mentioned multiple times, not here tonight, was down in Miami for the F1 race, so unfortunately missing out on tonight's final cutoff race in round 2. But does that put his championship hopes in jeopardy? 20-point buffer for him. Jimmy McKee and Andrew Mraz, however, knotted up in that cutoff position. Dead even coming into tonight's race with 31-42 in the point standings. Those two drivers have been going at it back and forth on the racetrack, but Mraz with the advantage now, running in fourth and with the stage win here tonight, leading a handful of laps as well. Mraz seems to have the advantage. The man, for all intents and purposes, that we thought was completely mathematically out of tonight's race. Could he find a way to point himself in 21 points outside of the cutoff line coming into tonight's race? Running in the third position, had a solid finish in stage one, a solid finish in stage number two as well. Will it be enough to get Anthony Keys into a championship position? I don't know. We'll find out here very shortly, though. 5 laps remaining for your race leader. No challengers around. Clean air on that Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast 52 machine at the front of this field yet again. Kevin Dick looks to walk away with another race-winning performance. And we are hearing word with that lap led. Kevin Dick will walk away with the Wise Choice Contracting Frontman Award for leading the most laps here tonight. So the most laps led will belong to Kevin Dick, your hard charger of the evening. Looking like he's going to take that Top Groove Hard Charger Award. Is the 14 of Anthony Keys. He's got to keep himself in front of Mraz, though, because if not, that's going to put Jimmy McKee and Scott Wise also in contention for that Hard Charger Award, but I do believe it will belong to Anthony Keys. Just a handful of laps now remaining. Fastest lap of the race belongs to the Exide 31 machine of Scott Wise. That Ford Mustang laying down a 38-41 for the fast time. And well, off of the into the outside wall goes Mraz. This could be big. Ooh, he's going to lose some time to Anthony Keys. Will he fall into the clutches of Jimmy McKee right behind him? Big right side damage for Andrew Mraz. Here comes Jimmy McKee trying to close in, and popsicle sticks on display for your race leader at the front of this field. Mraz wounded now. Will he be able to keep himself in front of McKee in a championship spot? Oh, it's going to get close. It's going to get close for sure, but here you go. Back down the back stretch and into turn number 3. Race leader Kevin Dick for second advantage, working his way through 3 and 4. Back across the stripe, we'll see the white flag fly. The one to go here tonight at the Blown Piston Racing League Clash Series, brought to you by Banner Construction. The white flag flies. Final lap around the race here tonight for your race leader, your stage 2 winner, your pole sitter, Kevin Dick. Clean and clear off of turn 2, halfway down the backstretch. Nobody in sight, nobody around, and Kevin Dick will walk away with the race win at a turn number 4. Coming to capture the flag once again is that 52 of Kevin Dick. Let's go back now, check on the championship fights and battles. Anthony Keys, Andrew Mraz right there off of turn number 3, and Keys gonna take that 3rd position. Mraz back and forth. Jimmy McKee will finish in 5th. What's that going to be for your championship rundown? We'll find out here very shortly. Try to get that to you if we can before the end of tonight's broadcast. But nonetheless, once again, putting the field on notice, snatching his 5th win of the season. The man dominating this race here tonight, walking away with the Wise Choice Contracting Frontman Award, walking away with the Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Stage 2 win, your U.S. Veterans Pole Award winner here tonight for the Michigan Mother's Day 100 Victory Lane celebrations. Sold out packed house, getting the smoke show and grass clippings here tonight from Michigan. Kevin Dick walks away with the race win, and we're going to set ourselves up for some post-race interviews, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. back trackside here tonight after a great finish to tonight's race, walking away with the race win at the front of the field. Dominating here tonight was that 52 of Kevin Dick. We'll get down to victory lane here momentarily, but first let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with one of the drivers walking away with a podium finish here tonight. Let's see if we can dial up third place finisher Anthony Keys. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Dave.
Hey man, how you doing? How you feeling after a solid run here tonight at Michigan?
Yeah, well, I mean, I ran fine, but I'm super disappointed, obviously. I had to win to make the next round, and that did not happen. So I would have liked to not mess up that last pit stop. I could have had a shot at it.
Well, Anthony, yeah, the cards were a little bit stacked against you coming into tonight's race. As you said, you were in a must-win situation. We highlighted that over the course of tonight's broadcast multiple times here, and you were up there running well. You had yourself some good stage finishes, but as you said, just coming up a little bit short at the end of this. Give you any confidence or what's it do to your psyche moving on to next week's race, the championship round at Nashville? Does it change the way you're gonna look at approaching that race at all?
No, not really. I mean, the goal is to win whether you're in it or not, right? So I don't really think so. Maybe I give the guys that are actually racing forward a little bit more space. Honestly, I haven't had to consider it because I've never been in this position in this league. So I'll see, but I don't suspect it'll really change my driving style all too much.
All right, well, Anthony, again, congratulations on a great podium finish here tonight. Unfortunately enough, it just was a little bit short from where we needed you to finish to continue that championship run, but a great season. It's not done yet. Walked away with one win so far this season. We'll see if you can't grab one next week at Nashville Super Speedway. But before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yep. Thanks to my parents watching in the other room. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you to you for putting on this broadcast and the Wises for putting on the league. Thanks to these guys that I run with every week as well. I know end of the season you get less participation always, but it's cool to come out and run with these guys. It's a good group of drivers that we have right now, and yeah, I suppose that's about it.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the great run here tonight. You gave it all you got. And we'll see if we can't catch up with you next week at Nashville.
10-4, Dave. Thanks.
All right, there you have it. Final few words from the driver. A little disappointed. He knew the situation coming into tonight's race was a must-win situation to continue after that championship, and followed up just a little bit short. Anthony Keys walks away third from the racetrack, and his championship will come to an end. And that's going to move us right along to the man that, well, he's already locked into the championship and finishes second here tonight. Let's see if we can grab a few words with Andrew Moore. It's Dave. You got me?
Hey, how's it going, Dave?
Blessed and highly favored. How about yourself?
Did all right tonight. I could not find that extra grip that some of these guys had. I just could not swing it in there like they could. I could keep up a little bit, though. That's about it.
Yeah, it seemed like your car really preferred that middle to high lane, where we noticed a handful of drivers really being able to drive it from that middle or high entry down there towards that bottom, about a half lane off of that yellow line through the corners. Do you think it may have been somewhat of a manufacturer issue? Do you think maybe the Fords just quite don't have that turn in?
I don't think it's as drastic as people say, the front bumpers and all that. I think I just didn't figure it out all the way tonight, and I just kept up with the draft, and you could see when Kevin got out too far ahead, he just kept pulling away from everybody.
Yeah,
he definitely had the best car tonight.
Well, I mean, clean air also goes a very long way, especially in these cars. We've seen it, on some of the smaller tracks, your mile and a halfs and your mile tracks, where, that lead car gets the clean air and can kind of, once you can kind of break the draft behind you, you really begin to set sail on the field. But I mean, you can't be too mad at the crew. I mean, you came in tonight's race with not much on the line, really, just bragging rights. Coming to the end of the season, already locked into the championship four, so. Now that tonight's race is over, and we've only got the championship race at Nashville Superspeedway next Sunday night, how confident do you think you are that you're going to be able to get your machine into victory lane and walk away with the season hardware? And what has the team been doing in the background?
Well, not a whole lot yet, but we're planning on putting in the time here. We didn't want to focus on another track too early. But we're going to put the time in here. We're going to figure out pit stops. We're going to figure out lap times, fuel mileage, all that stuff. And we'll see if there's any sort of strategy that we can pull off.
Well, my man, we hope your team and you the best throughout this week, trying to get those things situated and figured out in a good run next week. But before that, before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yep, Pie Racing. Good win, Kevin. Ryan was here tonight. He got taken out early, unfortunately. Torque Wrench Motorsports, Scott and Lauren, Dave in the Cave. It was a good race tonight. Any friends and family that's watching and my brother.
All right, my man. Well, if that's going to be it, we're going to go ahead and let you go, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you post-race at Nashville with a trophy in hand.
Thanks, Dave. Take it easy.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the man walking away second on track here tonight. Not a lot for him to run after here tonight, except some bragging rights getting to victory lane. Andrew Moore going to fall short after he admittedly just couldn't get the car turned down in through the corner, but a great finish once again for that very consistent 77 Golf Racing Fuel machine. Andrew Moore walks away second, and that's going to put us right back to victory lane. We've talked to him multiple times this season. He's going to go back-to-back racing performances here in the past 2 weeks. Kevin, it's Dave. You're back, huh?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, back in victory lane, right where you left off last week at Milwaukee. Came into tonight's race. You dropped 2 points behind in the point standings, but you're going to go back to the leaderboard at the end of tonight's race. 5 races now won by you and your 52 crew. I don't know how many Stage 2 wins this makes, but man, you got to be making that sponsor proud, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sure Jordan's really proud of all the the publicity I'm getting him.
Absolutely. I mean, at the front, you get a lot of TV time at the front. You get a lot of TV time for walking away with pole positions and stage wins and things of that nature. But without a lot on the line here tonight, except bragging rights, really. I mean, you were already locked in to next week's championship event at Nashville Superspeedway. So is it just about continuing the momentum?
Pretty much, I'd say so. I mean, I really wasn't holding back anything this race. I just let it hang out there. These cars drove a little weird when you were behind other cars. Just the aero affected them a little bit weird, and then they were a little bit twitchy. You really had to sort of find that fine line, but once I was able to get out front, I could pretty much hold my own. And then just nailing off that last pit stop there, got a decent gap to Andrew and everyone else behind me, and I was just able to set sail.
Absolutely. Able to set sail here in this the long little green flag run we had to end tonight's race. Walked away with the most laps led. We mentioned it, the pole position here tonight, the Stage 2 win once again, another win in your back pocket. Could we see you possibly sweep the night at Nashville?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let it happen. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
I hear you're not gonna walk into that one, huh?
No, not yet. I'll do my talking once that race is done.
I hear you. We tried to set you up on that one, see if we could create some controversy. And smart man, I don't know who your PR people are, but they have taught you well, my man. Congratulations on the win here tonight. As we said, your 5th win on the season. heading off into championship form next week. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, give a shout out to the guys at Pie Eye, great group of guys to race with. Give a shout out to the Custom Paints Die Cast, and then I'll give a shout out to all the mothers out there and wish them all a happy Mother's Day, and to you up in the booth.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on yet another victory here this season, and we'll look forward to seeing if we can't catch up with you next week at Nashville.
Sounds good.
All right, there you have it. Kevin Nick walks away with yet another race win this season. We tried to see if we could get him to walk into one, and he said, I'm not touching that door handle just yet. Congratulations on yet another great performance here tonight out of that 52 Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Chevy ZL1 Camaro driver in team in championship form, back-to-back race winning performances in the past 2 weeks. Will he make it a three-peat and walk away with the season hardware next week at Nashville? We'll have to tune in to find out. What a race, what a night here tonight from Michigan International Speedway in the Mother's Day Michigan 100. And as you heard, all of our podium drivers, we want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day out there watching here tonight. I want to give a big shout out to my mother as well as my wife, both very instrumental on things that I'm able to do and accomplish throughout my life. So couldn't have done a lot of it without you, Mom. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. And to my wife watching the kids every single time I'm out here. I couldn't say it more. I couldn't say it enough. Thank you for everything you do. Happy Mother's Day. I love you. And I'll see you shortly after we catch a flight and get back to the house. But that's pretty much going to be it for us tonight here from Michigan International Speedway, walking away from the track with a great night of racing in hand. We look forward to next Sunday night's championship, a rundown, and with the producers hitting those familiar tunes and sounds in the background. We're going to run down tonight's unofficial race results right here in the Mother's Day Michigan 100, walking away with yet another checkered flag, capturing race win number 5, the 52 of Kevin Dick. Andrew Moore slides home in second. Anthony Keys back in third. Andrew Mraz finishes fourth. Jimmy McKee gonna round out your top 5. Scott Wise in 6th. 7th place belongs to the 13 of Jim Thorndike. Frank Reese back in 8th. 9th place tonight to the 59 of Ryan Nicoletta. And rounding out the 10-car field, the 15 of Jacob Drift. And that's going to be it for the unofficial race results in the final rundown. We're seeing if we can catch some word, and they're slowly coming across the wire about those championship for Kevin Dick. Andrew Moore already locked in and fighting for a championship next week at Nashville, and we're just now hearing word the 4 of Andrew Mraz slides in and will race for a championship next week at Nashville Super Speedway. Jimmy McKee in that Monster Energy 99 machine slides home and captures the 4th spot in your championship. For job well done, Mr. McKee. But heartbreak for Anthony Keys. He's going to come up 9 points shy of being able to fight for a championship. Tough break, tough run this season. We'll see all of these drivers on track next week at Nashville Super Speedway. So if you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. As always, show these drivers some love and appreciation and drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back in the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Hope you had yourself a happy Mother's Day. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.